About going around Manana Island, but it's breaking all the way across the channel. So if you can see a face over here, as Warren was mentioning, it's pretty big. But I can tell you it's pretty big. Right toward the Mokulu Islands, into the Mokulu Islands. So we'll regroup, and I'll be running in the back, so I'll have eyes on you as we go through. Just a couple of things, I'd like to share a little bit about the culture is important. As I shared with you folks the last time over here, this place is an old fishing village. They refer to it as Kaupo, but it's actually Ko'onapo, one of the oldest fishing villages in all of Hawaii. It's here, it's right here, that village there. I'm gonna go through here. Of course, that's Manana Island. I shared with you folks before. There used to be a plantation over here, and that gentleman raised rabbits on the island. So it wasn't a story, it was real. They subsequently had to try and get the island, rid the island of the rabbits because it was ravaging the environment for the birds. And I still think today there's some rabbits on the island about winds. Are there different winds for different places? And every bay has different winds. The wind for Waimanalo over here, the wind that just blows from outside here is called Limu Li'i Pu'upu'u, which is pretty interesting. Kailua's wind is called the Malanai wind, which is a gentle northeast wind that we feel that comes this way, and then the ocean's rough like that. There's a wind called Kuya. So, but there are 13 different ahupua in this Moku, this district, which stretches from Manoa Bay all the way to Kualoa. But every place has their own wind and there's stories about it. And one last thing, this morning when we were coming out, I was worried because there was a lot of rain. And in the Hawaiian culture, the rain along here, there's a lot of stories about Pele, the goddess of fire and everything, and how the islands were formed and all of that, part of the whole story. And Pele had a sister called Hi'iaka Pele, and Wahine Omau, they would travel all the way through. It just happens they would go from here to Kailua, then to Hi'ia, and the wind they would talk about in that is the Malanai wind that I just shared with you, the Kailua wind. But because it was raining this morning, what came to mind is Oahu had this beautiful woman, the chiefess, her name was Apuakea. And Apuakea would say that she's more beautiful than Hi'iaka. If you're in Hilo, Hi'iaka is just treasure. And so what Hi'iaka did, she turned Apuakea into rain. So that's the rain that you see that comes off the mountain. That's where that name comes from. So that's a full care rain. So, short story, fully right now, and then we'll head out. Kainoa kamakua mikikiki miku hani hamalele amene o ke ko manalo nalani hamaiko. Thank you, Heavenly Father, for the gift of life. Please be with all that aren't with us. Be with those that protect us from afar. Help our paddlers have a fun day today to respect you, to respect the ocean, and to be appreciative. In the name of your son, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen.
Okay, let's go have fun.
Right.
We're going, yeah, we'll just...
Is your mom still here?
Somebody in trouble, stop and help them. And all of you folks that are moving really fast, set the right path. Main thing, be safe, have fun, stay upright.
I don't know about that. That's a tall order.
Outside the Mokuluas, outside the Mokuluas.
what happened today? What kind of route was it today?
Yeah, aloha. Today was a good route for the Wahine and the guys, the Kani that came along. We went from Manana Island, Rabbit Island. Got to talk a bit about Ho'onapo, the old fishing village there. I got to share a mo'olelo about Apuakea, the beautiful chiefess that said that she was more beautiful than Hi'iaka, and Hi'iaka turned into rain. So I talked about the beautiful Apuakea rain that comes off the mountains. I also got to talk about the different types of wind that go through these beautiful moko that we got to paddle through today. But we went, the beautiful wind that we, in Waimanalo is called the Limoli'i Pu'upu'u. And then the wind that comes through Kailua Bay is called the Malana'i wind. And I talked about how Hi'iaka and Wahine Omau, when they're coming on their journey, going toward Hi'i, they came through and they talked about the Malana'i wind. But we had a group of roughly about 30 people, men and women that were able to experience the kai, and just good tides were perfect, falling tide, perfect wind, good spirit out there. And we went from Manana, Waimanalo, Makai Pier area to Kailua Bay, Kailua Canoe Club. We have one more leg, and then we will have completed paddling the entire Kailua